Hello, everyone. I am just here with a bonus episode today. I was not planning on, and excuse my breathing and all of that. I am not feeling my best, but I gotta push through so I can get this word out to you guys. So, like I said, I was not planning on recording anything else. Well, first I do want to say it's almost my birthday, y'all. Okay, my birthday. It's almost my birthday. My birthday is at 12 o'clock a.m. January 23rd. Okay. And I have a wonderful message for you that is coming out tomorrow. So I pray that you listen to it. And what was inspired by that was last episode. It was a part 2. Like I said, you guys, I was not planning on doing a part 2. And I was going to originally release it on another date, but the Lord was like, so on 123, I heard 1, 2, 3, go. So I'm like, okay, cool. It's time to go. Like, whoever needs to hear that word, I hope it gets to your heart. I hope God breaks it down the way that he broke it down to me, and that it gives you everything that you've been praying for, whatever you've been asking for. I pray that it is answered in that, because that episode is a reminder call. The previous one was a wake-up call, and this is your reminder call to do what God said to do. And that's why I'm here right now, okay? So, furthermore, this ain't gonna be too long. I'm not gonna be before you long, but I wanted to encourage someone to date. I want to encourage someone to date. So let me give you that story. Your girl always have a story for you. I wouldn't be me if I didn't give my testimony. That's what we here for, to give our testimony, okay? I'm not prophesying to nobody. God did not call me to prophesy. I'm not no prophet. I'll be on here prophesying, okay? Because I'm not. That is not who I am. I am here to encourage you on this walk towards God. And that is exactly what I'm going to do. So, just a backstory. So, let me tell you guys. So, I ordered me a Apple Watch, right? So, I ordered me a watch. So, the first watch I got it. It looked brand new, okay? But something about it, I just kept saying, like, something ain't right about this. Like, it's not, I don't know, but it was weird because it was packaged correctly. I was taking the plastic off. Like, I was opening it for the first time. Like, it felt new. But something about the watch itself, the face of the watch, oh my God, the face of the watch just wasn't right? So I went to turn it on because, anytime you get like a new device or something, it's like barely charged, and then you have to like charge it. But for the most part, Apple, they do pretty good. So I went to turn it on, but it wouldn't turn on. So I was like, okay, this is weird. Like, this has never happened to me. I've never got like a new device and it not been charged. So I'm like, well, maybe it's just really old, whatever. So I ended up putting it on the charger to charge, right? And so I was assuming like, okay, I'm going to put it on the charger and then it's going to turn it on. But it never turned on. And I was just like, something ain't right about this. Like, how is this? Like, I don't know. And so I ended up letting it sit for like maybe not even an hour, because I'm like, at this point, it can't be that dead. Like, there's times where my phone has died and I immediately put it on the charger, and then maybe like 5 minutes later it comes on. So when I'm sitting here for like almost an hour waiting on something that's supposed to be brand new to charge and it never turns on, a red flag. Okay. So I ended up not Skyping, but I ended up doing like a tech chat with Apple, because I was like, okay, it's not making sense. So I said, well, maybe he can help me. So letting him know what happened, giving him the backstory, blah, blah, blah. And so he asked me for the serial number of the watch. And I'm like, cool. So I give it to him. So he asked me, like, where did you purchase it from? I tell him where I purchased it from, Apple. Like, duh, I purchased it from y'all. Like, what do you mean? So, he's like, well, how long has it been doing this? And I was like, what do you mean? I just got it today. Like, I ordered it and I literally just picked it up. I'm just opening it. And so he says he was like, I'm sorry to tell you, but the watch that you got is not brand new. And I was like, I knew it. Like, something, I don't know, like, I couldn't rest about it. Like, I did not have peace with it. Like, because I kept saying, well, I'm going to just wait. And so I kept putting it down, but I kept going back to it. Like, I didn't have peace about just not, like, looking into what was going on. So I ended up I was like, are you sure? So I gave him the serial number again. He checked it. He was like, yes, this watch is not brand new. And so I said, okay, perfect. I said, wow, thank you. So I literally had 15 minutes before the store closed for me to go back and return it, right? So I ended up going back to the place, to the store where I got it from, and I returned it. Mind you guys, like I said, I had 15 minutes to get there. And I was rushing. Like, I'm grabbing the watch. I'm grabbing everything that came in there. I'm grabbing my son. I'm running out the door because I'm like, I don't care. I have to return this today. So when I get there, I told the girl, like, what's going on? And she's like, what? Like, what do you mean? Like, this is packaged. It's brand new. Like, da-da-da. And so I ended up telling her, I was like, no. I said, it appeared to be brand new. I said, I literally took it out of the plastic. I literally opened it and pulled all the new, like, boxing off of it. So I assumed it was new. So I was like, I don't know what, like, happened. I was like, but obviously this is not new. They repackaged it like it was new. And I was like, it never turned on. I said, so once it never turned on, I ended up Skyping the tech person from Apple, and the guy ended up telling me that it wasn't new. This was an old watch or whatever. And so she was like, oh my God. So she's like, okay, let me get you your money back. So she's like, I'm going to give you your money back instantly. Da, da, da. And so I was like, okay. So I ended up just going home, and I came home again. I was like, well, I ordered this for my birthday. Like, this is my birthday present to me, because I'm not really doing anything for my birthday. And so I was like, well, I really, was looking forward to this because this is what I wanted to buy myself for my birthday. So I was like, okay, Lord, let's try it again. So I prayed, and I was like, Lord, let's not do the same thing that we did previously. Like, let's not do this, okay? Let this be the one. I was like, and I've said this like recently a lot of times in my podcast episodes, that the counterfeit comes before the real thing. Okay, I told you guys, it came packaged like it was new. I'm telling you, I literally took plastic off of this watch. I literally ripped the little seams off open, like it was sealed. There was no scratch, no nothing that indicated. The only thing, not even the face of the watch, like it was in the little clear thing, like it looked like it was brand new, but when it didn't turn on, something about it just didn't sit right with me. So that's when I said, so I was like, no, let me Skype. And the guy told me, like, this is not a brand new watch. And I was like, oh my God. But like I said, the counterfeit comes before the real thing. It presents itself to be the real thing. I don't know what counterfeit is in your life. I don't know it's not just a person, like what job, what place, what people, whatever it is that is in your life that you don't have peace about. And it just goes back to the prayer that I prayed over you guys earlier about making wise decisions and choosing to seek the kingdom first. If you don't have peace about what it is that you are doing or what's around you or in the decisions that you've chosen, please seek the kingdom. I know this is just a watch, but this is deeper than a watch. It's a message. Whatever is in your life and you don't have peace. Like I told you, I kept putting the watch down. But I kept going back to it because I didn't have peace about it. I couldn't understand, how is this package? I opened it brand new. I'm taking the plastic off. I'm taking the sealers off. Like, I'm opening this new thing. I'm opening this old used item that's presented itself to me as if it were new. The counterfeit always presents itself before the real thing, you guys. So I just want to press on that because I'm telling you, and instead of just sitting there being heartbroken, I said, nope, I got 15 minutes. I'm getting up and I'm returning it. So you got to return that counterfeit back to the sender. You got to ask, who sent you? Like, who sent you? Because this thing is not alive. It's dead. Who sent you? Send it back to the sender. And when they ask you what's wrong with it, tell them, this ain't it. This ain't the real thing. I don't care how you package it. This ain't what God has for me. Like I said, this is just a watch, but I knew, for one, I paid my money for it. So I'm not finna just walk away with a watch that's not working. Like, no. So anyways, like I said, I wasn't I'm just mind blown about this whole message. So anyway, so I ended up going to take it back. She ended up giving me my money back instantly. So I came home and I was like, I had already told myself, like, okay, I'm not doing this again. I'm not ordering another watch because this is ridiculous. It's not that deep. It's just a watch. Like, whatever. I have my phone. And so I was like, something was just like, give it another try. Like, don't give up. Try again. And I said, oh my God. I said, Lord, please don't give me this lesson again. Like, I can't lose my money. Like, I can't. Because I feel like if I do this again, they're going to be looking at me like, girl, at this point, you looking shady because why you keep returning these watches? So I end up coming home and I put it down because I was like, you know what? I'm not going to order it. I'm going to wait. I'm going to just go in the store, right? So I ended up coming back to it later. I didn't have peace about not ordering it, right? So I said, you know what? God, I trust you enough. I trust you enough that I prayed over this. And this time when I order it, it's going to show up as the real thing. It's going to show up. You guys, I'm getting emotional. I'm sorry. But it's going to show up as the real thing for me. I know it's just a watch, but this is deeper. This is so many things for each and every one of us. It's so many things. I know that I'm talking about a watch, but what does it mean for you? What is showed up in your life as the real thing, but it's not the real thing. Indeed, it's a counterfeit. It's not sent from God. You got to return that thing. And I don't care what you may look crazy when you go telling, oh, this was brand new. I just got. And like, it's crazy because when I got in there to return, the lady was like, oh, I remember you. You just picked up your order at like 2:00. And I was like, yeah. I said, I got home. I opened it. It didn't work. I chatted. They told me it was used. And she was like, are you serious? Like, what do you mean it's used? I said, it's used. I was like, I didn't screenshot the message. I said, but we can look it up. We can look up the serial number right now. I can tell you the serial number and you can look it up yourself. And you can see, I guess it's registered to somebody or it's already been activated. But it's not working. And so she was like, I can't believe this. Like, you were just in here. I was like, exactly. I said, that's why I wanted to come back today. Because I know that if I waited, it would just be like, I said, but no, you just saw me. I just picked this up. I just tried to activate it. So it didn't work. So anyway, so I ended up later on that night, I ended up ordering another one, right? And so I prayed and I said, God, I trust you. I trust you enough. I said, this is what I want to do for myself for my birthday. I really don't want anything else. This is something that I want. This is something that I'm going to get. And I'm going to trust that this time it's going to show up and it's going to work. It's going to be the real thing, right? And then backstory, the watch that I originally ordered, right? Not only did I get a broken watch, but it wasn't even the one I ordered. Like, and I remember because the box that I looked at, like the model of it, I was like, this isn't even the one that I ordered. The watch that they gave me was more expensive. Come on, Lord. The watch that I ordered was less expensive than the one that they sent me. The one they sent me was valued more. It was worth more. Come on. It was worth more than the one I purchased. And so when I got it, I noticed it and I was like, oh, they sent me the wrong one. I was like, oh, nobody but God. Whole time, no, it was not God. That was not God. God was not all up and through there. That was a counterfeit. Here I am thinking that, oh, this is the next one up. Like, this is a newer version of this watch. Whole time, this don't even work. So at this time, I'm thinking I got something that was valued more than what I previously ordered. God, you better use this word, okay? I thought I had something more valuable than what I intended to get in the first place. And it didn't value anything because it was broken. It wouldn't even cut on. Y'all, it wouldn't cut on. Like, the watch that I received was more expensive. It was newer than the one that I was expecting. Thinking that I got something more valuable and it didn't even work. It was broken. Y'all better catch it. Like, what? Man, I'm getting emotional just talking about it. But anyways, I was just like, oh my God. So fast forward where I ended up ordering a watch, right? So I had like I ended up ordering me another cord because I ended up losing a cord. So I was like, okay, I need another cord for my actual phone because I'm down to one and it's acting like kind of wonky, right? So I ended up ordering another cord and another watch, right? So I ended up ordering the iPhone charger for my phone and then the watch, right? I ordered it together. So a couple days later, maybe like 2 or 3 days later, the watch showed up, and it was like not the watch, but the phone charger showed up. It said ready for pickup. So I'm like, okay, cool. So then I said, well, what's going on? Because I noticed that it didn't charge me for the watch yet. The watch said 000, and then it showed me the $19 for the charger, right? And so I'm just like, well, why does it say 000? Like, what's going on? Like, I was like, Lord, please don't even, like, please don't tell me they don't have this watch. Like, I was frustrated, you guys. So I ended up logging in, pulling up the whole details, and I couldn't find anything. It just said 000. It didn't charge me. It had like the order amount was correct, but when I looked at the order, it only showed one of the items that I ordered was here. The other item, it was showing that it did not come yet, and it was showing I paid $0 for it, right? So I was like, okay, whatever. I don't know what that's about. I'm like, maybe that's just a typo. So then a couple of days later, I end up logging into my email, and I see that I got an email, from Apple about it. So I was just like, whoa, what is this? It was like regarding my order. So I'm like, well, what's going on? So it ended up telling me that the watch that I ended up ordering was back ordered, and as soon as they got it in, they would ship it to me. And so it was like, it'll be here soon. And so I was just like, oh, Lord. Like, we all know what soon means. Soon don't mean a couple, like, when something is back order, you never know how long that thing is going to take, right? And then, like I said, this isn't like the new version of the Apple Watches. This is an older one, like, not fairly too old, but old enough to where it's like they're probably not even making them no more, or making them as often. I'm not going to say they're not making them, because I'm pretty sure they are, but it's probably not as popular because they keep coming out with new ones, just like the old phones. Like, so it's just like, but I'm like, they all do the same thing. Like, I like this model one. I like the bigger, like, I like this one. So the email ended up saying that it was back ordered. So mind y'all, I ordered this like on the 15th of January, right? So that was last Monday. And so the cord ended up getting here on the 18th, right? Yes, the 18th. So 3 days later. So I ended up ordering the cord and the watch together, but the watch never showed up. So the email said the cord was here. So I ended up going, because I was like, well, I want to wait until the watch gets here to go pick it up together, because I'm not going to make 2 trips to the store to get one item. I ordered it together. Why is it not coming here together? Right? So today I finally decided, I said, you know what, let me go pick up my stuff. I said, I'll just wait for the watch to get here, because it literally, when I got to pick up the charger, I said, well, let me check and see if the other order is here yet, because I just don't know what's going on. And I ended up ordering something else. I had 3 items. I don't remember what the other one was, but anyway, so but it was something I had already ordered. It was there because I was like, I want to pick it all up together. Like, I want to pick it up together. So I ended up getting there, and I'm sitting in the car. I said, well, Lord, let me check. It was a printer, my printer. Yeah, I ordered a printer. And so I was just like, okay, well, let me wait for everything. And I ordered the printer before I ordered the watch and the charger, but the printer still wasn't here either. So the watch was here within 3 days. I don't know when I think the printer got here last week, at the end of last week. I'm not sure, because I didn't see it on the receipt. But so I go in there, because I'm like, okay, I just checked it. It still says that the watch is in transit, right? Mind you, I got an email saying that it was back ordered. So long story short, I go in and I tell the lady, I'm like, I have a pickup order. She's like, do you have an order number? So I'm like, no. And she's like, oh, I know you. And I was like, you know me? Like, you know me? Where you know me from? I'm like, of course I know you from here, because she's the same person who returned it for me. But I'm like, girl, that was like 2 weeks ago or a week ago. There's no way you remember me from that. Like, you know how many people go in Apple? Like, do you know how many people go in and out of this store? Like, what? So I was just like, okay, whatever. And so she's like, I know you. And I was like, I mean, of course I remember her, because I'm like, you were with me when I had the whole watch fiasco. But she was like, you're Jasmine, right? And I was like, yeah, I'm Jasmine. Like, that's me. And so she's like, oh, cool. I got some packages for you. So she gives me the 2, right? I'm expecting the 2 because, like I said, the printer showed me that it was there. And the charger showed me it was there. Mind you guys, I checked my email in the car. It said that my watch was still in transit. But I didn't trip. I said, whatever. I'll just have to come back and get it. So she's like, hold on, wait. Don't leave. She said, hold on, wait. Don't leave because I think I have another package for you. It's me. Well, no, I don't think you have another package for me because I just checked and it said that my 3rd package was still in transit. She's still looking. I'm still standing there because I'm like, did I just tell this girl? Like, did I just tell this girl that the watch is not here yet? It literally still says in transit. So she's still looking. So I'm like, well, in my head, I'm thinking, girl, you finna look crazy because I just told you that it's still in transit. You don't have another order for me. And so finally she's like, oh, here it is. So I'm looking crazy because I'm like, what is this? I ordered something else. Like, what is this? I'm like, nah, I know I didn't order all this for my birthday. Like, what? I only ordered the charger because I needed a new charger and the watch. And like I said, the printer was just something I needed for school. So I was just like, okay, I'll order that because I need it. And I need to print out some stuff for my son's room to go with his decoration. So I was like, okay, instead of going to consistently have to print at Office Depot, I'm gonna just get my own printer again because my own would end up like dying. So I'm just like, but I ordered that a while ago. Like I said, I didn't want to go pick all 3 of those things up individually. Might as well just make one trip. So I'm looking at her crazy because I'm like, well, what is this? And she's like, well, I don't know what it is. She's like, it's some kind of electronic. So in my head, I'm thinking it's my watch. So I'm like, well, it can't be my watch. Maybe I ordered something and I don't remember it. So I'm like, I get to the car, I come home, and I'm just like, well, I really want to see what this is because there's no way it's my watch because it literally said that it was still in transit, right? So I get in the house and I said, well, I put it down, but I forgot about it. So some said, go back to it. So I said, okay, cool. I'm gonna go back to it. So I go back to the box. I open the box. I literally am I'm speechless. It's my watch. It's my watch. Like, y'all, it's my watch. And I know you're probably like, girl, it's just a watch. No, it's the message. Okay? And it's crazy because I have a picture in my room that says, be still and know that I am God. And it's just crazy because, and I have one that says prayer changes everything, like right in front of my bed. It's crazy because, like I said, when I ordered the watch, I prayed over it and I said, Lord, please let this watch get to me. And please let it get to me by my birthday. Because I said, I was so disappointed about the other watch that I was just like, dang, I wanted it to be here by my birthday because this is something that I wanted to do for myself. I rarely make any big purchases like that. And that wasn't a huge purchase, but to me it was big because I don't spend that much money at once on one thing for myself. So I'm just like, okay, I really was looking forward to that for myself, to just do something meaning, like something that mattered. It's small, but it just meant a lot to me because I'm just like, you know what? You've worked hard. You've done so much. You've been through a lot. You deserve something nice. Get yourself something nice and don't look back. And when I finally decided to do that, the enemy sluck in. It's like, girl, you ain't did nothing. Like, you wanted this watch? Here you go. This broke watch. You gonna stick with it. Like, and I was just like, I was in awe. Like, when I see the watch in the box, because I'm just like, wait, what? And get this, y'all. Get this. Oh, my God. This is longer than I thought it was going to be. So, I hope you guys are still listening. But anyways, if you're not, that's okay. But get this. So, I opened the box. And I'm immediately, disappointed, right? Because I'm like, oh, God, here we go again. I was like, this is going to be a dupe. Like, this is going to be another fake watch, right? Because I remember on the other watch, I ended up opening, the plastic. I ended up taking everything out. This one, it wasn't in plastic. It was just the box. The box was closed and everything, but it wasn't sealed with the plastic. And I still had to peel the little peely part off the green little labels. But at first I was just like, well, I think this is just kind of tucked in. But then when I opened the other side, it did come out. So I was like, okay, cool. So I was kind of skeptical because of the way it was packaged, right? So I ended up taking everything out. And so I went to turn it on and it didn't turn on. So immediately I'm panicking because I'm like, God, not again. So I said, Jasmine, just breathe, 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 breathe. And I realized I was like, okay, I didn't do the right thing. I didn't press the right buttons. So I ended up pressing the right buttons and breathing, and it turned on. And I literally just was like, it all, because I'm like, God, here I am doubting already, because the thing that showed up the first time disappointed me so much and took away my expectations in a bad way, that when the real thing got here, I couldn't even be excited about it as I wanted to be, because the enemy had took just that little bit of joy from me, because I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know if it was going to show up broken again. And I hope y'all hear me beyond like my raspy voice and like the emotion behind this. I couldn't accept and get excited about the thing that God had promised me, because the previous thing that came wasn't the real thing. It was a fake. And it was broken. So when the real thing got here, I thought it was broken because the way it was packaged like it was used. But the used one was packaged like it was new. So as I'm opening it, I'm praying and I'm asking God, like, please don't fail me. I know it's just a watch, but it's deeper than that. It's deeper. Don't let the enemy steal what God has for you. Don't be so fixated on the counterfeit that when you get to the place that God has for you, when you get the things that God has for you, you can't be as excited as you should be, because the enemy is trying to come in and he's trying to give you a counterfeit, so that when you get the real thing, you can't appreciate it because you don't know what to expect. But if you take a step back and you look at what God has done for you, you'll know that you should expect everything that God has for you. Like, you should expect everything and above. Like, God exceeded my expectations with this. It's just a watch, but it's not about the watch. It's about the promise. It's about the prayer. I asked God to do something and he heard me. And this is just so emotional, because this is what I'm going to be talking about in next month's Bible studies for all the ladies. Like I said, sorry for my raspy voice, but this is what I'm talking about in the next Bible study, that God sees and he hears. And something that God has been pulling on me about is like reminding me that you're like Sarah. Because a lot of times I'm like Moses. Like I get stuttered, like I'm stuttering now. I stutter. When it comes to doing like my podcast, I get choked up. Like everything happens. Like I said, my throat is kind of like because of my sinuses, and I've been sleeping with this fan on. And so it's just like it's paining me to hear myself talk out loud, but I gotta be obedient. I gotta put this out because somebody need to hear it. I needed to hear it. If nobody else don't need it, I need it. I could go back and listen to it. So it's just like, but God reminded me, like, he's like, you're not like Moses anymore. You were when you first started this journey, but you don't have a stutter anymore. You don't let the devil come in. And I hate, oh my God, have you ever been like on a phone call, you hear yourself like talking, or you hear like a voicemail, you're like, I sound like that. Like, that's how I feel when I record these. I'm like, I sound like that. Like, girl, your voice is just terrible. But God's dealt with me on that. It's like, it is what it is. Like, I can't change my voice, but why? Like, this is how I talk. I'm not changing. It don't matter how I sound. It's a matter what comes out, what flows out of me. What comes out of my mouth is the problem. That should be the problem. Focus on what I'm saying. But God told me, like, you're like Sarah. And it's crazy because he had been highlighting so many things about Sarah. And I was like, well, God, I'm not believing for no baby. Like, I'm not believing that I can't get pregnant. Like, what are you talking about? But that's just little old me. That's how I thought before. But now I'm just like, I get it. I'm impatient. And like, just when God told Abram at the time, when he was Abram, before he was made Abraham, but when he told Abram in the tent that Sarah was going to bore a child, Sarah laughed. And God asked Abram, why did your wife laugh? And Sarah's like, no, I didn't. And it's like, girl, God heard you laugh. But it's just like, it's those aha moments. And I can't get too much into that because I got to save it for the Bible study. But it's a good message because God will give you constant reminders of the fact that he hears you when you cry out and he sees what you're going through. And when you pray, he hears it and he answers. And so it's like, for me, every time I look at my watch, I'm going to be reminded that God hears me and he sees me. He hears me and he sees me. Like, and not only does he answer, but he exceeds our expectations. I wasn't expecting my watch to be here so soon because it was back ordered. When I checked it today, when I went to pick up the other things that I was expecting, whatever God is doing in your life, you're not going to expect it to show up the way it's showing up. You're not expecting him to move like this, but he's doing it. He's going to blow your mind, man. Like, you got to get where he's at. You got to just be in expectation for whatever it is that God is promising you. Get rid of the counterfeits and get the real thing. And allow God to blow your mind. I was not expecting to pick up my watch today. I literally have the email where it says it's still in transit. It's still in transit. So if it's in transit, how am I picking it up? How? How am I picking it up? How do I have it activated on the charger right now if it is still in transit? And I literally, after I got in the car and I checked it because I'm like, I know I'm not crazy. The thing says in transit. How? How is it in transit when I have it? But that's just the grace of God. He hears, he delivers, and he exceeds our expectations. But God had to remind me that sometimes you're impatient and sometimes you try to, just go ahead of me, and you laugh when when it comes to like having childlike faith. Sometimes I'm just like, God, please, it's just a watch. But he's like, it's just a watch, but it wasn't just a prayer. You prayed and you asked for this. So I'm honoring it. It's here. My birthday's in 30 minutes. I asked him to give it to me by my birthday. God is so good, man. And I just encourage you to get in his goodness. So I hope that this encouraged somebody. I know it was really longer than what I intended it to be, but it is definitely important. And the last thing I want to leave you with that he put on my heart was Habakkuk 2, 3, or 2, Habakkuk 2 and 3, chapter 2, verse 2 and 3. Sorry, I may have been a little confusing, but it says, the Lord answered me. Write down this vision, clearly inscribe it on tablets so one may easily read it. For the vision is yet for the appointed time. It testifies about the end and will not lie. Though it delays, wait for it, since it will certainly come and not be late. And this is the CSB version. Let me see if I can go to, I guess I'll do the King James version. So the King James version says, and the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. Okay? Whatever God is promising you, it's coming. It's coming. It's not going to come when you expect it. It's not. I don't care. It's not. And it's not going to come how you expect it. But allow God to be the deliverer. Allow him to deliver your packages to you in unimaginable ways. Because he's going to blow your mind. He's going to blow your mind. So that's all I wanted to say, you guys. That's it. That's all. It's 11:40 at night. My birthday is in 20 minutes. I will see y'all or talk to you guys tomorrow. I hope you guys go check out the part 2 of I Missed It. It's a great message. Ladies, sorry, y'all may have just heard my phone fall. But ladies, I pray that you are in the room next month for Bible study. Like I said, the topic is God sees and God hears. We're going to be reading from Genesis 16, 17, and 21. The story of Sarah and Hagar. It's going to be a good story. I'm going to break it down. Like I said, this was just right on time. God knows what he's doing, okay? Because this message was not intended to come out. I didn't even have this plan. It happened today, and I felt led to share it. So here I am. And like I said, Bible study next month will be on this topic. And it's crazy because I asked the Lord, I said, Lord, I have the topic. And I know what you want me to say, but I need you to give it to me the way that I'm supposed to give it to your children. So when this happened today, let me tell y'all something. God is very intentional, okay? Very intentional. So when this happened today, I'm like, woo. And what did it say? God answered me in Habakkuk 2:2. He answered me. Yes, he did. He answered me. So, anyways, I love you, but most importantly, God loves you more. Continue to be grateful because it makes you gorgeous. If you're a guy, it makes you handsome. Hope you have a blessed day. Happy birthday to me. My birthday is in 20 minutes. Your girl loves you. See you on the next one. Bye.